pretty crazy. We're on a 52 volt, 4700 watt e-bike, and we're not pedaling, and we're keeping up with traffic coming up a hill. So cruising along on the Graffiti, we've got it in power level 2, and we've got it on road mode right now. So it puts about 250, 300 watts into the engine, and I mean, I can just easily turn my legs. It's using the cadence sensor, and it's powering us along. We're about 15 miles an hour right now. Or I can use the throttle, and it's doing the same. Now we've got the motor set on level 2 here on the road mode, or legal mode, if you will, at about 10% of the power of the nominal power of the motor. So yeah, it's only putting in 250, 300 watts, and you can see that we're quite easily going along at a really, you know, natural 15 mile per hour pace. So if you're kind of out for a Sunday ride, it's just like a nice gentle pace to go, right, without having to do anything at all on this flat pathway. And you can see it's like almost got no sound, right, to the motor. So now's when it can get a little bit more interesting. So let's put it up. So power level 4, and this is still in legal mode. So in this mode, we're getting about like 800 watts into the motor, and just sort of putting it on throttle. I'm already up to about 28 miles per hour here, and this is still basically running entirely on legal mode here, because like nominally this is still only going to be using as a class 2, nominally like 750 watts. So still entirely in legal mode. Now this is, I think what folks want to see is what happens when you put this thing into its highest power mode. So to do that, we click on this button in the middle here on the egg rider, which is the mode button, and it switches us between basically the road and off-road. And off-road will allow us to kind of access the top power of it. So again, we don't suggest using the top power when you're on a bike path like this. We do suggest that you follow the rules of the road, and so for this demonstration, I'm gonna pull over here onto the road. So I'm gonna put it into the top power. That's level 5, and now we can actually see this thing rip. So we quite quickly get going faster than our legs can go. And at the moment we're going 38 miles an hour right now. So one of the things you can do with the Graffiti is you basically choose to go along with traffic if you like. Sure, they're getting away a little bit, but they're not in anybody's way. Cruise along about 35 miles an hour here. We're going to come up to a hill up here, and I'll show you kind of the hill climbing power of the Graffiti, right? So because it's quite impressive what a hub drive can do for you. What you'll see here, this is a rather big hill, and you can see that we're kind of in a mountainous area here. So I want you to be able to see what happens when, from a start, we start going up a hill like this. So, ready? There we go. So, again, we're in off-road mode. So this is full power. There's really no point in me spinning my legs because I can't possibly keep up to this. It's literally flying faster than I almost want to go. So to any of you who are wondering if you can go up a hill with a hub drive, here's the second part of the hill. I can pretty much guarantee you that you're not going to have a problem in most of the hills that you're going to encounter on the Graffiti, which is again why we made this thing a single speed, because there's really no point in in having any gears at this point, because I can't possibly keep up with them anyway. So you can see we literally flew up that hill. They're new brake pads, so we're just still seating them in, so they do still have a little bit of noise to them, but that does wear through as we get to the end. So this is quite a steep hill down, and I'm going to turn around, I'm going to go back up it. I'd say at points at the top there, it's about 25% grade. The rest of this hill is probably at about a 15% grade. While we're going down here, there's actually a pumping that you'll feel when you ride the Graffiti, which is actually its regenerative brakes. So we'll turn back around, and again I'll show you kind of how this thing powers up that same hill. So again, this is about as fast as you would want to go up something like this. Right, it's almost literally spinning the tires out, right? And I don't have to pedal if I don't want, right? I'm basically just sitting on it and spinning up, right? So pretty much no problem at all, right? There's a lot of questions about hub drive versus mid drive, and to be honest, like, it really depends on the amount of watts that you're putting into the motor, because watts for watts, mid drive motors will perform better than a hub motor on a hill climb, but that's if you're taking a 500 watt mid-drive motor versus a 500 watt hub drive motor. But the Graffiti in its top power here has 4,700 watts, so it starts to negate that after a while. This is going to be a good test of the Graffiti's hill climbing performance here, because this is actually like quite a significant hill right here. We're going to see as we come up. And again, I'm not going to pedal up this thing, I'm just going to go up it. cars are passing me. I'm going about 26 miles an hour coming up this hill. And yeah, I mean, this is really not a problem. We're not pedaling at all. Still going up. It's less of a slope now, but it's still significant. I don't think anyone would say that hub drive's having a hard time getting up this hill. If you look over here to the right, you can kind of see the hill we came up. It's a big valley down there. Up a little bit further here. Another steep hill to the top of this university up here. Around the corner even enough. So up even higher. It's still going 27 miles an hour up this hill. Up, up, up. You can see looking down there, we've gone up a long way from the bottom down there because we came from the valley floor. So yeah, hill climbing performance, Graffiti, not a problem. You can just feel our motor. It's not even like a hint of being warm. So you can see they're having no problems like following these people. Creates new possibilities in transportation when you could basically keep up with traffic if you feel like it.